Have you ever wondered if something as simple as fruit could quietly harm your health? We've been told since childhood that fruits are nature's candy, full of vitamins, antioxidants, and sweet nourishment. But what no one tells you is this. Not all fruits are created equal, especially as we age. For those of us over 60, our bodies are changing. Our metabolism slows, our digestive system becomes more sensitive. Blood sugar control becomes more fragile. And the truth is some fruits, though healthy for younger people, can quietly become dangerous for seniors. Yes, dangerous. High sugar, risky drug interactions, or hidden acidity. They can cause real harm if we're not careful. But there's good news. Nature also offers life-saving fruits that support heart health, fight inflammation, protect memory, and even improve bone strength. Today, as someone who has lived a full life and studied these changes for decades, I want to share with you the 4 fruits you should avoid and the 4 you absolutely must eat. Your body deserves better. Let's get straight to it. Before we dive in, if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you hit that button and turn on the bell so you never miss another health tip made just for you. If you enjoy this video, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 to let me know how I can make better content for you. The 4 dangerous fruits seniors should never eat. 1. Grapefruit, the silent killer for medication users. At first glance, the grapefruit seems harmless, even beautiful. Its bright pink flesh, refreshing bitterness, and heart-healthy reputation have made it a staple on many breakfast tables. But for older adults, especially those over 60, this fruit carries a hidden and deeply underestimated danger. Behind its juicy appeal lies a biochemical threat that few talk about. A threat that quietly interferes with the very medications keeping your heart beating, your blood pressure stable, and your anxiety at bay. Grapefruit contains a compound that blocks a crucial liver enzyme called CYP3A4, which is responsible for breaking down many of the most common prescription drugs used by seniors. 2. When this enzyme is blocked, the medications you take can build up to dangerously high levels in your bloodstream, like a dammed river with nowhere to flow. The consequences can be devastating. Severe muscle breakdown from statins, life-threatening heart rhythm issues, excessive bleeding from blood thinners, or intensified sedative effects from anti-anxiety pills. For those who depend on their prescriptions to survive, this seemingly healthy fruit could turn into a silent killer. The tragedy is that most seniors have no idea. They eat grapefruit in the morning and take their pills after breakfast, never connecting the dots until they're rushed to the ER. Some don't live to understand what happened. That's the price you pay for trusting what appears healthy without knowing the truth. This isn't about fear for the sake of fear. It's about wisdom through experience. Grapefruit is not inherently evil. But for seniors on medications, and that includes over 70% of Americans over 65, it simply isn't worth the risk. There are safer fruits to enjoy without gambling with your heart, liver, or life. But if grapefruit, bright and cheery as it looks, can hide danger in plain sight, what other fruits might also be pretending to be safe while quietly working against your health? Let's take a closer look at the next one. It's small, sweet, and surprisingly toxic when overindulged. If you're still watching and finding these insights helpful, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're with me. Now let's move on to point number 2. 2. Cherries. Sweet but dangerous for arthritis and diabetes. Cherries so small, so sweet, and so deceptively innocent. For many of us, they bring back memories of summer, of fresh pies cooling on windowsills, bowls of cherries at picnics, and that satisfying pop when the pit slips free. But as we age, what once felt like a treat may now quietly betray our health. You see, cherries, especially in large portions or in concentrated forms like juices, dried fruits, and syrups, are incredibly high in natural sugars. 1 cup of sweet cherries contains nearly 20 grams of sugar. For younger bodies with faster metabolisms and stable insulin response, this may not be a serious concern. But for seniors living with type 2 diabetes, prediabetes, or even undiagnosed insulin resistance, that sugar hits the bloodstream like a wave, causing spikes that damage organs over time and leave us fatigued, foggy, and vulnerable. And the danger doesn't stop at sugar. Cherries are acidic by nature, and for older adults dealing with inflammation, arthritis, or joint pain, this acidity can worsen symptoms. Yes, fresh cherries contain antioxidants. But consumed in excess, especially when processed, the acidic and sugary content can backfire. What you hoped would soothe your body may instead aggravate the very pain you're trying to escape. And what's the price you pay? Silent, creeping damage. You may not feel it right away, but the flare-up in your knees that ruins your morning walk, the spike in your blood sugar that leaves you dizzy, the sleepless night from swelling joints, it's all connected. That bowl of cherries eaten in good faith becomes a trigger for pain, instability, and long-term harm. It's heartbreaking because cherries feel so safe. But the truth is, as we grow older, even sweetness must be questioned. And if these tiny fruits can disrupt your balance so severely, imagine what happens when your potassium levels spiral out of control from something far more common, something many seniors eat every day without a second thought. 3. Bananas. Too much potassium can be harmful. For most of our lives, bananas have been seen as a symbol of health. Simple, convenient, full of potassium. We were told they help with cramps, boost energy, and are good for the heart. And for the younger body, that may be true. But as we age, our bodies no longer process nutrients the way they used to. And too much of a good thing can quietly become a threat. Bananas are rich in potassium. Yes. But for seniors, especially those with weakened kidneys, heart conditions, or who take blood pressure medications like ACE inhibitors, or potassium-sparing diuretics, this potassium can build up to dangerous levels. Your kidneys, once efficient filters, now begin to slow down. And that extra potassium doesn't leave the body as it should. It stays in your system, creeping into your bloodstream, disrupting your heart's natural rhythm, your muscles' ability to contract, and even your brain's clarity. This condition called hyperkalemia doesn't make headlines, but it sends thousands of seniors to the emergency room every year. One too many bananas over the course of a week can be all it takes. You may feel a fluttering heart, weakness in your legs, or a sense that something's just off. But by the time symptoms appear, the damage may already be underway. And the price you pay, a fruit that should nourish you instead risks stealing your balance, your energy, even your heartbeat. Most seniors never suspect the banana. It seems too simple, too wholesome. But simplicity can be deceptive, especially when your body's internal systems are more fragile than they appear on the outside. So before you reach for that next banana, ask yourself, is this truly what my body needs or what I've just gotten used to? Because sometimes the danger isn't in what we fear, but in what we assume is harmless. And that's never more true than with a fruit that hides behind the mask of health. A fruit many consider a snack, but is in truth a concentrated sugar trap dressed up as dried nutrition. 4. Dried fruits. The hidden sugar bomb. They sit neatly in little snack packs looking harmless. Even nutritious raisins, dates, dried apricots, cranberries. We see them in trail mixes, sprinkled on oatmeal, or offered at the doctor's office waiting room as a healthy alternative. But for seniors, dried fruits often hide a dark truth beneath their shriveled skin. They are sugar bombs disguised as wellness. What many don't realize is that when fruit is dried, the water is removed, but the sugars remain now concentrated in a much smaller bite. A handful of raisins may seem innocent, but it's the equivalent of eating a whole bunch of grapes, without the fiber, without the hydration, and with all the sugar condensed. And most dried fruits on a store shelves are also coated in added sugar or preserved with sulfites which can aggravate conditions like asthma, migraines, and even lead to inflammation in the gut. For those of us in our senior years, especially living with type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure or digestive sensitivity, these tiny snacks can wreak silent havoc. They cause blood sugar spikes, gut discomfort, and worst of all, they offer a false sense of health. You think you're making a smart choice, but your body pays a quiet price. And the price you pay, it's the slow damage done by a daily snack that seems healthy. It's the increase in glucose that strains your heart. It's the indigestion that disrupts your sleep. It's the energy crash that follows the sugar spike. Dried fruit may seem like a friend, but for many older adults, it becomes an invisible thief, stealing comfort, balance, and metabolic stability over time. We must learn to question not just what tastes sweet, but what's been packaged and processed to look good while doing harm. Because just as some fruits can deceive us in dried form, others still fresh, still whole, can become the very medicine our bodies crave. So let's now turn toward hope. The fruits that restore, protect, and energize even in our 60s, 7s, and beyond. What should you be eating every single week to stay sharp, strong, and steady? Let's begin with a little blue fruit that might just save your memory. The 4 must-eat fruits that can save your health after 60. 1. Blueberries. A brain protector. There's something quietly magical about a blueberry. Small, humble, and unassuming, it rarely grabs attention the way flashy fruits do. But inside each tiny berry lies one of nature's most powerful gifts, especially for those of us walking into the later chapters of life. At a time when memory begins to fade and clarity sometimes slips like sand through fingers, blueberries offer hope. Not just comfort, but protection. Science has confirmed what many of us have long felt. What we eat shapes how we think, how we remember, and even how we feel. And among all the fruits studied for brain health, blueberries rise to the top. Rich in anthocyanins, those deep blue pigments don't just give the berry its color. They act as guardians crossing the blood-brain barrier to reduce inflammation, improve communication between brain cells, and shield against the oxidative stress that slowly chips away at memory and function. Regular blueberry consumption has been linked to slower cognitive decline, better decision and even a lower risk of Alzheimer's disease. For seniors, these aren't small promises. They are lifelines. They represent more time to remember loved ones' names, more moments of clarity during quiet mornings, and more independence when it matters most. But the beauty of blueberries isn't only in their brain benefits. They also help regulate blood pressure, support heart health, and are low in sugar, making them ideal for diabetics and those with cardiovascular concerns. A simple half cup a day added to yogurt, oatmeal, or eaten plain can make a real difference. In a world full of pills and prescriptions, it's easy to forget that some of the most powerful medicines grow from the ground. Blueberries are proof. They don't just nourish. They protect, restore, and gently preserve what matters most: your mind. And if this little blue fruit can sharpen your memory, imagine what a crisp, fiber-rich apple can do to protect your heart, and why one a day may truly help keep the doctor away. 2 apples, the heart-healthy fiber hero. There's a quiet wisdom in the old saying, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. And while it may sound simple, even old-fashioned, this humble fruit carries truths that are more relevant than ever for those of us over 60. At a time when our hearts need more care, our digestion becomes more delicate and our bodies call out for balance. The apple offers powerful protection in the most ordinary form. Apples are rich in soluble fiber, especially pectin, a type of fiber that binds to cholesterol in the digestive system and helps remove it before it enters the bloodstream. For seniors, this means apples can actively reduce bad LDL cholesterol, lowering the risk of heart attacks and strokes without the need for extra pills. They are also naturally low in calories and sugar, making them a safe, sustaining snack that supports blood sugar control and healthy weight management. Both essential for heart and joint health in later life. But apples do more than protect the heart. Their fiber also supports a healthy digestive tract, reducing constipation, which becomes a common and frustrating issue as we age. And the antioxidants in the skin, cortin, and flavonoids provide anti-inflammatory effects that support overall wellness, even helping reduce the risk of certain cancers and neurodegenerative diseases. And perhaps just as important, apples are deeply familiar. They bring back memories of fall harvests, homemade pies, and the simple joy of a crisp bite on a chilly day. There's comfort in that and nourishment, both physical and emotional. One fruit so accessible can quietly shape your health in profound ways. So yes, 1 apple a day really can make a difference, not just in what it gives, but in what it helps your body avoid. And if the apple is a silent guardian of your heart, then what about a fruit that feeds your bones, your brain, and your skin all at once? It's creamy, rich, and often misunderstood. Let's talk about avocado 3. Avocados. The healthy fat that nourishes your body. Among all the fruits on the table, the avocado stands apart. It doesn't burst with sweetness. It doesn't come in bright colors. And it isn't the kind of fruit you'd find in a bowl on the counter. But for those of us in our 60s and beyond, the avocado is more than food. It's fuel for longevity, clarity, and strength. Rich in monounsaturated fats, avocados are the kind of fat your body needs as it ages. Fats that don't clog your arteries, but rather protect your heart, nourish your brain, and lower bad cholesterol. They help reduce inflammation throughout the body, easing the pain in aging joints and supporting smoother movement. For seniors living with heart disease or trying to avoid it, this fruit can be a game share. But the benefits go deeper. Avocados are loaded with vitamin K, essential for bone strength and fracture prevention, something we often don't think about until a fall reminds us how fragile we've become. They also deliver folate and potassium, helping regulate blood pressure, improve circulation, and reduce stroke risk. And with the presence of lutein, a powerful antioxidant, they support eye health, defending against macular degeneration and age-related vision loss. Beyond the science, avocados offer a sense of richness, not just in texture, but in how they make us feel. A few slices on whole grain toast, a spoonful beside fresh greens. It feels like nourishment, not restriction. At a stage in life where so many foods are labeled off limits, the avocado says, "I'm here to help, not to harm." So while others may chase the next trend or exotic superfruit, this creamy green fruit delivers quietly, consistently, and deeply. And if avocados bring strength to your bones and brightness to your mind, imagine a fruit that not only soothes your digestion, but also helps calm inflammation throughout your body, especially where you feel it most, in your joints. Let's explore the healing power of papaya. 4. Papaya, the digestive and anti-inflammatory miracle. In a world filled with over-the-counter antacids, joint creams, and endless supplements, it's easy to forget that sometimes the most powerful relief can come from the simplest source. Papaya, with its soft golden flesh and tropical sweetness, is more than just a pleasant treat. It is a natural healer, especially for those in their senior years. As we age, digestion becomes more sensitive. Meals that once sat easily now cause bloating, discomfort, or reflux. But papaya contains papain, a natural enzyme that gently helps the body break down proteins, easing the burden on your digestive system. For seniors who struggle with sluggish digestion, irregularity, or the side effects of long-term medications, papaya offers not just comfort, it offers relief. Beyond the digestive benefits, papaya is rich in vitamin C, A, and E, nutrients known to strengthen the immune system, protect the skin, and combat inflammation, a key factor in chronic diseases like arthritis and heart disease. For older adults dealing with joint stiffness, inflammation, or immune weakness, papaya works quietly in the background to restore balance and reduce the silent damage happening inside the body every day. Its texture is smooth, its taste gentle, and its effect profound. It requires no cooking, no preparation, no complexity. Just a few slices a day can support your body from the inside out. More than just food, papaya reminds us that healing doesn't always come in a bottle. Sometimes it comes in nature's own wrapping, ready to serve those who seek wellness over quick fixes. And now that we've explored the fruits that support your brain, strengthen your heart, rebuild your bones, and soothe your digestion, the question becomes, what happens when you bring these choices together? How can you turn them into a simple daily lifestyle that protects your future one bite at a time? Let's uncover that next. Your health is in your hands, one bite at a time. As we move through the later chapters of life, there is a quiet truth that becomes clearer with every passing year. We can no longer afford to take our health for granted. The foods we once ate without a second thought, the ones we grew up with, celebrated with, or simply enjoyed out of habit now carry new weight. Each bite either brings healing or adds to the burden our bodies must carry. But here's the hope. It's never too late to make better choices. And sometimes those better choices aren't drastic or difficult. They're as simple as reaching for a blueberry instead of a handful of dried fruit. Choosing an apple over a sugary snack, slicing an avocado in place of processed spreads, adding papaya to your breakfast instead of chasing relief in pills. These small decisions made day after day begin to build something powerful. A stronger heart, a clearer mind, steadier joints, better digestion, and most importantly, a sense of control over your own well-being. That's a gift worth protecting. We must also accept with grace and wisdom that not every food is still right for us. Some fruits, though natural and once beneficial, may now work against our aging systems. Grapefruit, bananas, cherries, dried fruits. They're not evil, but they demand caution. They require us to be mindful of our medications, our blood sugar, our kidneys, and our individual health conditions. And being mindful isn't fear. It's maturity. It's respect for the body that has carried us all these years. Let this be a reminder not of what you can't have, but of all the things you still can. Nature has given us an abundance of healing foods. We simply have to choose them with intention. So whether you're 60, 70, 80, or beyond, know this. Your health is not behind you. It's right here, right now, in every meal, in every choice. The fruits you welcome into your life can be more than food. They can be your partners in longevity, your protectors, your daily act of self-respect. And when you care for your body this way with knowledge and love, you don't just add years to your life, you add life to your years. Because you deserve to age with strength, with dignity, and with joy, one mindful bite at a time. These lessons are meant to inspire you to live fully and authentically. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment to reflect and share one thing you've learned and plan to apply in your own life. Let's support each other on this journey toward embracing these truths. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment with 1. If not, feel free to comment with 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and here's to living life on your own terms.